Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill 2021. Not a bad show overall. Not a bad show at all. Now, there's 2 matches. If you take those matches away, the average star rating for this show would have been 3.185. Not bad. But you add those 2 matches in, overall star rating is 2.77. You know what? Not a bad show at all. I was 3 and 8 in my picks, which, out of the 8 matches I picked, I got 3 right. So it's what, 3 and 5. So, not horrible, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, first match was the pre-show match. We had Brian Myers taking on Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander, one half of the North. Not a bad little match, actually. Brian Myers ended up getting the victory. I did give it 3 1/4. Nice little kickoff show match. I kind of liked it. First match on the card, we had an intergender tag match. We had Rosemary and Crazy Steve, Decay, back together again, versus Tenille, Dashwood, and Kaleb with K. Yeah, this match just wasn't anything special. I mean, it was just a typical intergender, you know, let's fight, let's kind of slap each other around, do some stupid moves. Rosemary and Crazy Steve getting the victory. I did give it 2 1/2. Nothing special at all. Next up, we had the 6-man tag, old school rules. Eric Young and Deonna and Joe Doering. Violent by Design, name of this trio, versus Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, and Cousin Jake. Violence by Design getting the victory. They did use some tables. They did use some more hardcore stuff. I ended up giving it 3 stars. Wasn't too bad. Next up, we had the finals of the Impact Wrestling Knockout Tag Team Title Tournament. We had the team of Naveah and Havok going up against Fire and Flavor, Kiera, Hogan, and Tasha Steelz. Fire and Flavor, the Impact Wrestling Women Knockouts Tag Team Champions. I give that match 2 3/4. At the end of it, they had Gail Kim and Madison Rain come out and present them the titles, which I thought was kind of cool, kind of like. And there's a new announced team with Impact Wrestling, D'Lo Brown and Matt Striker. I actually kind of like Matt Striker. So yeah, he put over, you know, the passing of the torch, the old guard, Gail and Madison passing on to the new guard. So it was kind of cool. Next up, we had a triple threat match for the X-Divison title. We had champion Manik versus Chris Bay versus Raju. This match was actually really good. Manik, obviously we all know it's TJP. Stupid. Where he took his mask off, he has face painted so you could still tell it was TJP, the moveset and everything. These 3 went out there and did some hellish moves. Some dives on the outside. Quite a few, you know, big spots. Manik ended up getting the victory, retaining his X-Division title. I give it 3 3/4. Right before this match, Ace Austin came out with Madman Fulton. Ace Austin, winner of the Super X tournament, #1 contender for the X title. He wanted to cash in this match. Scott D'Amore said, no, I got a match for you. We had the Impact debut of Matt Cordona. Matt Cordona, formerly known as Woo Woo Woo, Zack Ryder, getting a disqualification victory over Ace Austin. I give it 1 3/4. Now, what makes this real interesting is the last I heard, Matt Cordona was signed with AEW. So is he leaving AEW because him and Cody are friends? So it's kind of, this little AEW into Impact, how's that going to go? Next up, we had the knockout title on the line. We had champion Deonna Purrazzo versus Valkyrie. Deonna had Kimberly and Susan at ringside with her. And Valkyrie had Decay, Crazy Steve, and Rosemary. They all started kind of fighting on the outside. The ref threw them all out. The Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo got the victory. Actually, it was a pretty good match. I was happy with it. It was 3 stars. Nice little women's match there. We'll see where this goes. Who battles Deonna Purrazzo for the women's title going forward. No Jordan Grace on this card, so that'd be kind of interesting to see where she's at. and how that all works out. Next up we had just a shit-fest trash that was comical as hell. We had Ethan Page versus the Karate Man. The Karate Man is Ethan Page's alter ego on the Indies. So it was obviously, you know, filmed, you know, kind of produced. So yeah, it was just comical trash, to be honest with you. At the end of it, the Karate Man pulled out Ethan Page's heart. No, literally pulled his heart. Then he pulled the heart, his blood dripping on it. It's like, okay, come on now. But yeah, I mean, it was comical. I mean, just for what it was what it was. I put down a 1/4 star. I mean, really nothing to star rate on it because it really wasn't a match. And then the sub-main event, we had the Barbed Wire Massacre, Sami Callihan versus Eddie Edwards. Eddie just had this weird hardcore thing going on recently, and I hate it. I want him to get back to being a world champion. But finally ending this feud with Sami Callihan in a Barbed Wire Massacre match. Couple big spots with tables with barbed wire on it. Eddie was just kind of, in Match Striker I mentioned this, Eddie was wrestling with, he was mad. He wasn't wrestling smart. And so he was screwing up. He went to the dive and went through the table and didn't even hit Sami Callihan. So I ended up giving the match 3.5. I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of one of those Game Changer wrestling matches I've been watching a lot of. I've definitely checked the best of Game Changer. It's on the Perfect Sports Show. But yeah, it was a good match. Eddie Edwards getting the victory. I ended up giving it 3.5. Now we had the main event. The AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Omega, teaming up with the Good Brothers versus Rich Swann, Chris Sabin. Alex Sully was out. Didn't say why. I think it was some family emergency, which I forget, whatever, man. Hope you're okay. Hope your family's okay. But Moose took his place. Well, Moose is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, which is Dom. But Moose is winning Rich Swann's title. And at Genesis last week, Rich Swann came in to help Willie Mack, which was Moose's and I quit match with Willie Mack, and the winner was #1 contender. Rich Swann came out, it was stopping Moose from attacking Willie Mack, and Rich Swann said, I'll give you a title shot. Just leave him alone. Okay, fine, I quit. Now you put Moose on this team? I was like, really? But like Moose said, he was a football player. There's a lot of players he played with he hated, but the goal was to win. So he's part of Team Impact. Omega and the Good Brothers came out wearing Bullet Club gear. As we know on AEW, you had the Good Brothers, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks in the ring, doing the old Bullet Club sign. The only way to make this work at this point, I'm hoping that's where they're going with it, is you do also a relationship with New Japan. So you've had New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW, Impact all working together. Have a Bullet Club faction throughout all. I'm all in. Match was actually pretty good. Kenny Omega ended up pinning Rich Swann. So the AEW World Champion pinned the Impact World Champion. Yeah, we'll see where that leads. That better lead to a match with those two. I gave this match 3 3/4. It was a good match. You had a good storyline. The build was pretty good. Moose is just freaking amazing. Did a standing moonsault. Yeah, didn't know he could do that. Impact did announce April 24th, their next pay-per-view, Rebellion. So now I know February and March should have their monthly shows like Genesis was. So stay tuned to our Sports Show for previews and reviews of those. Next up on the docket is Royal Rumble. My plan is to have a best of for all the WWE shows in 2021. I'll do a best of, a preview and a review. So yeah, that is hopefully going to be interesting. Some other wrestling news while I'm here. WrestleMania moved April 11th in Tampa. WrestleMania 38 in Dallas. WrestleMania 39 in LA. Does that mean WrestleMania 40 will be back in New Orleans? Because if it is, I'm all in. So that's going to wrap up Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill review. And as always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. If you haven't subscribed below, catch me on Twitter at Rob Sports Show. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Until just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports show and content.